Hi, in this installment of AI Amazing Teaching Tools, we are going to talk about a tool called SchoolAI. But before we get into it, as always, if you've watched any of the other modules, just a quick overview of the plan. I'm going to demo it for about 10 minutes. Then I'd love for you to fill out this Google form with the first idea that pops into your head about how you might use SchoolAI in your teaching and planning. And then you have time to play with it, work with it, create something. And if you are able to create anything that is copyable and pastable into this Google Drive folder so that we can use this as a resource for anybody who wants to learn a little bit more about this tool, that would be amazing. So the other thing you really need to keep in mind are these rules. Make sure when we're entering prompts into any AI tool that we never use student identifiable information, and make sure that we follow the rule of 80-20. SchoolAI will do 80% of the work for us, but we do need to spend some time making sure that what it has produced for us is exactly what we're looking for, because human brains always get the last say. So let's get into it. This is a couple of little items about SchoolAI that I'd like to intro to you. First off, if you've already watched the Magic School module, SchoolAI does have many similar tools to Magic School: lesson planning tools, IEP, goal writing, translation services, things that we definitely will use and find useful in our teaching. But the student-facing option is what I really want to demo for you today, because our students do have access to this. They don't need to enter an account or any identifiable information. SchoolAI is COPA and FERPA, the two student data privacy laws, compliant. So this could be a huge win for us if we want to make use of some chatbots that have very specific guardrails in place to keep the kids on the straight and narrow and make sure that they are utilizing the chatbots for that which we have intended them to. So I have 3 examples of chats that I have set up. SchoolAI uses the term spaces, but spaces is really just code for the word chat. So I have a Percy Jackson convo, I have an 8th grade MCAS convo, and I have an early East Asian societies and cultures convo. I've already been involved in some of these conversations, so instead of clicking here, which you can absolutely do to enter the conversation, I'm going to show you what that conversation looks like in the ones that I have open right here. So I'm going to start with Percy Jackson. So when I clicked on that link, it brought me here, and the first thing I saw was from the bot, "Hey there, welcome to our conversation with Percy Jackson from the Lightning Thief." So the first question I asked was about his relationship with the female lead character in the book, trying to see if we could get a little something started here. And what is awesome about SchoolAI's chatbots is that they will redirect the students away from anything that starts to sway off topic. So first of all, I got the name wrong, which it corrected me on that. And then it asked, "Hey, what do you think about teamwork?" based on its response. So you can see I'm channeling my inner 6th grader here and asking all kinds of random questions like the Minotaur, and in response to the question the bot posed, I said, well, I think it makes mistakes. And so you can see how it's trying to engage me in conversation about the book and about Greek mythology. The second one I wanted to show you was the 8th grade math MCAS prep. So when you click on 8th grade MCAS prep, you will be met with the prompt, "Hey there, ready to tackle some 8th grade math?" And then it asks you the first question. So I responded with a 1 number answer, and it said yes, but then it gives me more details about how that problem was solved. And I said, "Hey, do you want me to show my work?" And it said, yeah. So kind of a conversation similar to what you might have with a teacher, but this is something that could be assigned as extension work for students who finish early in class. It could be assigned as homework for students, or as offered up as a support for students who might be wanting more practice problems. So you can see, I even asked later on down the line, "Can you give me a geometry word problem?" And the chatbot said, "Yep, absolutely, here you go." And then last but not least, I'll show you the early East Asian societies, religions, and cultures bot. Again, it starts off with a question, and I responded, and then it gives me some information about the Great Wall of China. So if a student's doing research on the Great Wall of China, this could be one of the sources that the student uses, in addition to other typical sources including articles and videos and encyclopedia research or whatever it is that we've used to have students learn about a topic. This could be in addition to it. And it's a little bit more interactive, so that they may be finding it a little more engaging. While you are teaching, or if you were to be monitoring it when you are at home, which hopefully you're not, but let's be honest, some of us do, here is what the teacher section looks like. So when I go into SchoolAI and I go into my spaces, I clicked on my early East Asian Societies, Religions and Cultures spaces. I am the only person in there. I entered in my initials and that's it. And it basically, if I click on my name, I can see exactly what's been entered into the chat bot by both the bot and by the student. If I don't like the way things are going, I can remove the student, or I can pause the chat and go over and have a conversation with the student, and then I can have them rejoin if they need to rejoin. So right here will be the list of all of your students who are in that particular chat at that moment. And then over here there will also be insights. So sometimes it will say with a red flag that a student might be getting off topic. And so you can decide then, do you want to pause the chat for that student, or do you want to just let it play out, because the guardrails are in place and the bot won't let the student go off topic for very long. Then when you're ready to end the session, you click end. The invite code is here, so you clicked on, in order to get to this space, you clicked on the invite code. If I click on invite here, I can use this space code, or I can copy and paste this link. We could put it in Canvas, or you could put it in Google Classroom if you're an elementary teacher. But this is all in spaces. So right now I'm in the teacher side of SchoolAI. I'm not on the bot side of AI. And when I click on spaces and I click on discover, there are so many spaces already in place, you really don't need to build anything. But if you are teaching about earth science right now, maybe 5th grade, you enter in earth science 5th grade, and you can search and see, are there any results? Now right now there are no results. Maybe I need to be more specific with my prompt. Maybe I need to do just straight up earth science and take a look and see. Oops. But here's lots of earth science spaces already in existence, so you could check one out and see if it's appropriate for your students. To build a space, you create a space and you give it a prompt. So here's where you want to be really specific with your prompt. So this goes into the task, and you're going to say, I am an 8th grade teacher and I want my students to do blah. And then you can actually add standards. It has Massachusetts standards for all of the different curriculum frameworks already in there if you wanted to include standards. And then the AI will cater its questions to address the learning of those standards. Once you've filled this out and you've got it looking the way you want to look, you save and launch it, and then you get the code, which it probably won't let me do right now because I don't have anything in there, but you'll get that code, that QR code and that link that I showed you just a minute ago. You'll get that QR code and that link to include with your students. Up here, if you click on tools, this is where at the beginning of this session I talked about how there are a lot of tools very similar to Magic School, and here you go. Just like in Magic School, there's a lot of tools that you can use to help you modify curriculum for your students, or to generate lesson plans. And then last but not least, if I want to see if I've created any of these things, for example, here I've created one lesson plan, so it keeps track of the things you've created, so you can go back and reuse, or you can go back and modify as you see fit. So I am happy to answer questions, but I want to give you an opportunity to play with Magic with SchoolAI and try to create a space, try to create a lesson, use the tools, check out the other options at the top, and any other questions, as always, please feel free to reach out. Enjoy!